There's no denying that Donald Trump is rich. Like, rich. Sitting right at the helm is the real estate tycoon-turned-President of the United States, Donald Trump. As of this date, Mr. Trump's net worth is over a few billion dollars. Number 10, 2003 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren. When it was released in 2003, the SLR represented Mercedes' return to the supercar market since the iconic 300 SL of the 50s and McLaren's follow-up to its iconic F1. With its outrageous wind-cheating design and 5.4-liter supercharged V8, putting out 617 horsepower and 575 pound-feet of torque, it was one of the most impressive performers of its era. It was also one of the most expensive, with a $455,000 price tag. It was out of the reach of all but the wealthiest buyers. Enter Trump, who took delivery of one in front of Trump Tower in 2005. This cost him a fortune. $455,000 was the price tag in the US, but the real estate guru can afford as much. Donald Trump got it delivered in 2004, right in front of the Trump Tower, so everyone could see what he was getting his hands on. Number 9, Trump World Tower. Trump World Tower is a residential condominium in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. The building was developed by Donald Trump, opened in 2001, and is located at 845 United Nations Plaza, 1st Avenue between 47th and 48th Streets, Manhattan. Construction began on Trump World Tower in 1999 and concluded in 2001. Trump World Tower was briefly the tallest all-residential tower in the world, before completing the 21st Century Tower in Dubai 2003 and the Trump Tower 3 in Seoul 2004. The tallest of the handful of wholly residential towers completed to date by Donald Trump. It cost approximately $300 million to construct. The penthouse on the top 2 floors of the structure, which totaled 20,000 square feet, was priced at $58 million. However, it was split into 4 different units after failing to sell for years. This skyscraper is a 58-story building and is situated in Manhattan. The Trump Tower, which was renamed briefly as Dump Tower by some trolls on Google Maps, is full of shops. Some of the shops sell Trump memorabilia even. It has various offices and apartments that made it one of the most known properties owned by Donald Trump. Up until now, the building was home to Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruce Willis, and Michael Jackson. The same building was also the site used for Wayne Enterprises in the movie Dark Knight Rises of 2012. Prior to construction, many neighbors, including veteran journalist Walter Cronkite, opposed the building due to its height and lack of distinguishing exterior features. Among the concerns was that this tower would dwarf the United Nations headquarters across the street. Eastside neighbors who opposed the project raised $400,000 in a bid to defeat it, with investment manager and philanthropist Alberto Villar contributing $100,000. Opponents argued that the project would block views, was aesthetically unappealing, violated zoning laws, and was out of character with the surrounding neighborhood. The Municipal Art Society also challenged the project on the grounds of air pollution. The opponents later lost their battle in state court. Before we move on, leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be the first watching new episodes. Number 8, Penthouse in New York City. Located on 5th Avenue in New York City, is decorated with 24-karat gold and marble features in the style of Louis XVI. The Trump family's 3-story penthouse includes a dedicated elevator to take Trump to his office on the 26th floor of Trump Tower. Although Trump campaigned on the idea of making the country great again for working Americans, his big city digs are anything but average in a country where the median household income was $51,939 in 2014. The penthouse, valued at $100 million, is decked out with large chandeliers and plush furnishings, while gold trimmings line the space, from the ceilings and moldings to trays and glasses. It costs New York City more than $1 million each day to protect the area around the building. The property overlooks New York City's Central Park, and art and portraits of the family line the walls. Number 7, MAR-A-LAGO. In 1985, MAR-A-LAGO was purchased by Donald Trump for around $10 million. At the time, his wife Ivana Trump was charged with running the property and retained MAR-A-LAGO through both his divorces. His family maintains private headquarters on a separate, closed-off area of the house and grounds. Trump has frequently visited there as President of the United States, referring to it as the Winter White House and his Southern White House. Mar-A-Lago has been used to host President Trump and international leaders' meetings, including Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and Chinese President Xi Jinping. In September 2019, Mar-A-Lago became the primary residence for Donald and Melania Trump, who previously held primary residence in New York City. It is the second largest mansion in Florida and the 22nd largest mansion in the United States. In 2018, Forbes estimated the value of the estate at around $160 million, having significantly appreciated through the past decades since Trump's purchase due to several factors, such as the extensive renovation, luxurious features, and furniture, the exclusivity of the location, as well as its historical meaning and significance. Number 6. Seven Springs. Trump owns a 28,000 square foot mansion on 200 acres in Bedford and Newcastle, New York. The mansion has 60 rooms, including 13 bedrooms, 12 baths, and an indoor pool of white marble. There are 2 other pools on the grounds, as well as a glass and stone orangery for growing citrus and a bowling alley in its basement. The grounds are accentuated with a formal garden pavilion, a fountain on the front lawn, a greenhouse, a root cellar, and a stone water tower. The property also contains a Tudor revival house and courtyard known as Nonsuch, formerly owned by the Hines family. It was formerly the home of Eugene Mayer and his family, including his daughter, Katharine Graham. In 1919, Mayer had artist and architect Charles A. Platt design Sandstone's mansion from the property. He spent $2 million constructing it. Mayer died in 1959, and after his wife's death in 1970, the family foundation gave the property first to Yale University and then to Rockefeller University, which used it as a conference center. Trump purchased the property in 1995 for $7.5 million. The mansion required renovation, but Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. spent summers and weekends at the property, living in one of the carriage houses. They would ride ATVs, fish in Bryan Lake, and help with construction work. Eric Trump described the property as home base, and Forbes call it a family retreat. Number 5. Trump PARC. The 38-story Art Deco Barbizon Plaza Hotel opened at 106 Central Park South on May 12, 1930, with 1,400 en-suite rooms. It was built for $10 million by William H. Silk. The hotel was designed to appeal to artists and musicians, with facilities including soundproof practice rooms, art studios, and 2 performance halls. The property was foreclosed on in 1933. Donald Trump purchased the hotel and the neighboring apartment building in 1981. On December 14, 1985, he closed the hotel to prepare for conversion to condominiums, renamed the property as Trump PARC, and completed the transformation with 340 condo units around 1988. Trump purchased the Barbizon Plaza Hotel in 100 Central Park South from Bank Lambert in 1981 for $65 million, financed by a $50 million loan from Chase Manhattan Bank. As to the apartment building, Trump stated that they practically gave it to him because it was losing so much money under rent control. He also claimed to have paid only $13 million for the 2 buildings. By 1985, 60 of the building's 80 units were occupied, and about half being rent-controlled and the rest being rent-stabilized. Trump intended to replace the 2 buildings with a new one, which would be one of the finest pieces of real estate in New York. Number 4. Trump Park Avenue. Trump Park Avenue is a residential building on Lenox Hill's southern border at 502 Park Avenue in Manhattan, New York City. The 32-story building, designed by Goldner & Goldner, contains 120 luxury condominium apartments and 8 penthouses converted by real estate developer Donald Trump. Trump Park Avenue was built in 1929 as a skyscraper hotel, with the building originally called the Viceroy Hotel, but was renamed as the Cromwell Arms and as the Hotel Delmonico. The building was converted into apartments in 1974, and in 1990, real estate investor Sarah Corrin converted it back to a hotel. Trump purchased the hotel from Corrin's estate in 2002 for $115 million. Number 3. 3 helicopters. Donald Trump doesn't just have a private jet, he has a private air fleet. Along with his giant Boeing 757, Trump also has an array of personal helicopters. He recently upgraded one of his choppers at a Swarovski 776, the manufacturer's top-of-the-line for private aviation. To make the interior Trump-worthy, he hired Eric Roth, the famed aircraft interior designer based in New York's Long Island. Pre-owned Sikorsky S-76s usually sells for $5 to $7 million. To redo the interior, Trump probably spent at least another $750,000, though Roth won't say how much exactly. The whole interior is outfitted with 24-karat gold-plated hardware, from the seatbelts to the handles. Trump also had his family crest painted on the side in gold, of course, and the shelves of the Trump chopper were stocked with water, Trump Ice spring water. Number 2, 7 golf clubs. Donald Trump is closely associated with golf, and as a real estate developer, Trump began acquiring and constructing golf courses in 1999. By the time of his election as United States President in 2016, he owned 17 golf courses worldwide through his holding company, the Trump Organization. Courses owned by Trump have been selected to host various PGA and LPGA events, including the upcoming 2022 PGA Championship. Following his election, Trump broke precedent with recent presidents and chose not to divest from his business holdings, including his golf courses. Although not illegal, this led to criticism from ethics lawyers and journalists for potential conflicts of interest. At least 3 lawsuits, DC and Maryland vs. Trump, Blumenthal vs. Trump, and Crew vs. Trump, have been filed claiming that foreign payments in Trump golf courses and hotels violate the emoluments clause of the Constitution. Number 1, $100 million private jet. Donald Trump's private Boeing 757 is the 8th of the most expensive planes in the world, and its price seeks about $100 million. Boeing 757 has one of the best offers to pilots, boasting a glass cockpit. A glass cockpit is often thought of as an aircraft cockpit equipped with large computerized screens that display flight information. It includes feedback loops and the ability for self-checking to alert the pilot about problems before they become emergencies. Donald Trump's Boeing is one of the fastest airplanes globally, achieving more than 500 miles per hour. The Boeing 757 is powered by a pair of Rolls-Royce RB211 turbofan engines to fly for 16 hours and can go more than 500 miles per hour. Thanks for watching. Leave the comment down below and let us know what do you think. Don't forget to subscribe for new and upcoming episodes.